Today, me and a group of students got to tour the Capitol building and listen in on some of the inner workings of the Capitol building.
As I've gotten more involved with the Superintendent Student Advisory Council and in telling the kids about the advocacy work that I've done, the whole group was just very interested in doing some kind of advocacy, learning more about the whole process of how you get a bill passed and how things kind of work at the Nebraska unicameral. So I reached out to Civic Nebraska to come up to the Capitol, not to do the same thing as they did in 4th grade, but to really do a little bit of a deeper dive.
Their particular agenda involved talking to Senator Quick, who represents the district that their school is in, and then we observed legislative debate, and then we took an interior tour, and then we met for lunch where we made some issue-oriented buttons so that students can kind of wear their support or opposition to different things that are important to them. And now we are, well, they are, observing a public hearing about school revenue options. And then we're going to end the day with a trip up to the 14th floor and check out the Memorial Chamber.
Super enjoyed getting able to talk to Dan Quick, our senator that represents me, and being able to sit in and watch the legislative process as it goes on.
So you meet with your senator face to face. You actually get to do like a Q&A session with them. So it's not supposed to be like, you know, a campaign speech where kids are just sitting down and passively listening. They're supposed to kind of come with ideas in their heads for improvements for the state or issues that they have that affect them personally that they would like to see addressed in the legislature. And we really try to have that back and forth so that they can feel heard by their representative and feel like they are, you know, being represented.
Sitting in a committee hearing and getting to observe a debate as well as see other parts of the process, such as the Supreme Court, and get to observe and really feel how that impacts my daily life.
And Senator Quick spent some time with us, and he talked about his background, that he is a welder and a pipe fitter. And he said, I never imagined I'd be a senator. You know, running for office sometimes just sneaks up on you. And so I really wanted to kind of give them a taste of that, you know, to have them start thinking about, yeah, they can be an advocate, that maybe they could run for office. And even if they don't want to run for office, there's other ways to get involved. You know, canvassing or advocating for things that are important to you, or testifying at a hearing about something that's important to you. Because the bottom line is, you know, people of Nebraska, we are the second house. That's the reason we have a unicameral.
This experience for me was to learn more about how Nebraska works and all about the bills and the laws that are passed, and just how it has an effect on Nebraska and how people outside of legislative and government positions can interact and improve the state.
You're not going to be able to make a difference if you don't know how, but you're also probably not going to be able to make a difference if you know how but you don't think it matters. What we do on Capitol Experience Days is we really kind of dissect that process. We go through role plays so that we can all be familiar and comfortable with the legislative process, how things are actually working, where we as citizens can be involved.
Now that I'm a high schooler, I actually understand how the building works and what certain things and people do. It gives an insight on the inner workings of this place and how much of a change you can make.
You can only go so far with the knowledge unless you believe that it matters to you. So that's why it's so important to do it here in the Capitol building. There's really no substitute for just like the energy of being in the building, meeting your representative face to face, and checking out you know, public hearings and legislative debate live in person.
Well, I'm super thankful that I got to be able to come on this trip. I think we have the best Capitol building ever. It's super cool, and I hope that more students get the opportunity to come here to really experience what affects their daily lives.